Okay, so for those that might not know, can you tell us a little bit about Time to Play?
Yeah, sure. So timetoplay.com is KaFe Rocks' recently launched destination brand for the iGaming industry. Our ambition for the site is to be the leader in all regulated markets across all the verticals that we decide to enter, but there'll definitely be a specific focus on casino and sports. We're really not shy to say we want to be the number one in this space. KaFe Rocks itself, just to give a little bit of context, is actually very large affiliate with 40 plus sites in what we call our core engine network across 15 different markets. So focused predominantly again on casino and sportsbook verticals, but Time to Play is a project with a bit of a different approach and a different vision to our core engine sites. I really believe there's a big space in the industry actually for this type of site. The way we see it is similar to, and we take inspiration from outside of iGaming, where destination brands kind of really dominate. So think booking.com or TripAdvisor in travel, for example. It's very rare these days that if you go to book a trip or a hotel that you go to Google first. You actually go to one of the destination brands and do everything all in one place. It gives that more holistic overview to a brand. And that's what we really see with Time to Play, and that's our vision for it. So yeah, that in a nutshell is Time to Play.
So what would you kind of say is Time to Play's USP? You know, what is it that makes you stand out from other companies?
Yes, I mean, we only launched not too long ago, actually, so it's still in its early stages, but we're a big believer in moving fast and sort of iterating as we go. We've got a big roadmap of innovation and product to come, so I'm sure there will be more than just one USP in time to come, but I'm not going to divulge too much on that right now. But the one big thing with us is that, you know, when we've got the vision of being the best destination brand in the market, we try to then couple that by truly focusing the site on the user. We need them, want them to return to us because, you know, a destination brand isn't just a one-time event. You come back and you have all the information, all the products you need, and all the gaming information you need. So they need to be able to trust us. So a huge proportion of our emphasis goes into ensuring we promote a trustworthy, yet entertaining environment. So this trust element really is one of our biggest USPs. And what we mean by that is so the trust goes down even to discussing and explaining our commercial model on the site itself, so users see exactly how we make money, to fully highlighting the standards that we hold ourselves to, and hopefully that will, you know, hold true and they'll be able to see that. We choose our partnerships super carefully with brands that we know will do their best to live up to our high standards. And yeah, we're always wanting to work with them to help them improve their offerings and hopefully over time improve the industry a little bit as well, which I think a good affiliate site can do. You know, truly trustworthy relationships are vital for partnerships to succeed. And then the final, one of the big parts of the trust thing is that we actually ensure that our rating system doesn't follow the usual sort of one writer subjective opinion system. In fact, we've actually got 3 different rating systems in the website. They're aligned across each other to give the user as much information as possible. All of those then get sense checked internally again for quality assurance. So yeah, trust is everything with timetoplay.com.
And kind of in your first answer, you mentioned that Time to Play is taking a little bit of a different approach to classic affiliate models. Can you elaborate on that? Like how are you taking a different approach?
Yeah, I mean, certainly different approach from our engine sites in that we are generally a true SEO company, affiliate sites, whereas this is like so going to be a bit more brandable, a bit more focusing on the destination brand piece, but SEO will still play a part. However, in terms of how we're probably taking a different approach to most affiliates out there, it goes back to trust again for me. Like I've never come across a brand that has so obviously put the user first in all of its decisions. And at the end of the day, we're a team made up of iGamers, so we know what we want and like as users as well. And we're not willing to compromise the user. We're still a business. We want to make profit, and the top line and bottom line numbers, we believe, will actually follow as a great byproduct of treating the user properly. And on that piece, when it comes, you know, in terms of how we're doing partnerships a little differently, I guess we don't actually let operators dictate on Time to Play which positions they take on the site. You know, the traditional affiliate model, there'll always be positional fees or positional deals being made. That's not going to happen on Time to Play. It's going to be determined truly by the product that they offer and the services that they offer and the score that our rating systems and our experts provide. It just ensures that the user gets a truer version of what the best casino or best sports book is for each category. And then the final thing, again, going back to the rating systems, they also go against the traditional way of ranking operators anyway. So we're so confident in our own abilities that we wanted to aggregate and show clearly what score our competitors are giving operators. So we're even highlighting who our competitors are because we believe in what we're doing. So on time to play, you'll not just see our expert rating that has been verified by another expert, but you'll see also genuine user-generated ratings, which won't be modified, will be very non-paid for user-generated ratings. And then finally, alongside of what we call our play score, and this is our aggregated ratings from the industry. And the play score is super innovative, but don't think it's really being done anywhere else in the industry. And this way, with all those three elements, you can get a really clear picture of how we rate and rank operators versus the others. And so if the score comes out as an average at 95, but we're scoring at 90, you'll fully understand why we're doing it less. And we think that brings a lot more transparency and a lot more trust for the user, and they can make much better informed decisions around it.
Definitely, I really like that system.
Thank you. Fingers crossed it helps.
Now, obviously, the US has become kind of the market on everyone's agenda at the minute. There's more states kind of opening up this year. For you, what would you say are the key kind of opportunities and challenges that you might come across, say, if you were to expand into the US?
Yes, I mean, definitely the US was where we're pushing towards amongst many of our other KaFe Rocks markets. The opportunity, like you say, is huge. It's still growing as more states open up with sports and casino markets. The way we sort of view it, it's like having a potential 50 new markets open up in the future. So that will take time to get to that level, and there's a lot of work for a lot of people to do to get to the end of that journey. But already we've seen the sort of hockey stick of markets opening up more and more. It started off with a trickle, and now it's really gaining pace. So that brings a lot of challenge around how to approach each state, or do you approach state by state? Do you approach it as a holistic view on the US and just have a one side? So it comes down to geo-targeting, geo-blocking, etc., how we're going to approach that. And we're very confident in our solutions there that they'll be very robust. But for me, it's just a super exciting market because there's so much scope for it. And there's still so much education to be done with the US as well, whether that's from educating the industry around how affiliates can actually play a big part and have a seat at the table, which we've started to see more in the more, so let's say, traditional or mature markets now. Or even if it's educating operators to ensure that their product is as good as it can be for the users, because we have a lot of user information and user knowledge that we can share with them. And even educating the users or players themselves who'll be experiencing online gambling for the first time. I'm not saying it needs to be like a hand-holding exercise, but is a slightly different approach we're going to need to take as the industry evolves in the US. The one thing I think, though, which really exciting is that the pace in which it will grow and then in turn will innovate. I mean, it's the US, they're going to be, they're tech leaders, they're innovation leaders. I really think they'll start to influence the entire industry over the next 5 years. And then like the final challenge for us, especially around the state-by-state piece, is just with the licensing. But look, at the end of the day, it's something we have to do, and we're very happy to do. Regulation can be a very good thing, especially when it's a fair playing field for all. And we're really happy to continue working compliantly, ensuring licenses are in place. And we do that sort of with our in-house legal team and with advisors. And that allows the timetoplay.com team to just focus on what they're good at, and that's building out the best destination brand in the market.
And we're getting kind of close to the end of the year. This year's flown by, at least personally. Yeah. Can you give us kind of a bit of a sneak peek into your plans for 2022?
Sure, without trying to give too much away, I guess. And yeah, you're right, this year has absolutely disappeared. It's pretty scary, to be honest with you. But we've just been talking about it, right? So it's no surprise and no secret that we'll be targeting the US more. That's both through timetoplay.com and also through some of our KaFe Rocks portfolio sites. We've had a recent launch of uscasinos.com. We've got a future sports betting launch coming in January, and just super excited to see how that plays out, because over the next 5 years in our business plan, it's certainly a market that we see playing a huge part and making up a big proportion of it. Other than that, we'll really be focusing on driving the growth in our current core markets. So actually this year we've done a lot of focusing internally. We've had a very fast growth at KaFe Rocks over 3 years, and we knew this year we needed to focus internally, ensure the structures and the procedures and processes are in place properly to make sure that we're set up for as much growth further growth as possible over the years to come. So we're now sort of in that execution phase of that, having put a lot of planning in, and I'm really keen to see how that does impact over the next year. And whilst at the same time, we'll just be looking at further growing our emerging and growing markets and identifying and launching into the new markets that we think will bring value to us.
Sounds like it's going to be an exciting 12 months.
Yeah, I think it's going to be busier than it was this year, which is saying something. So yeah, look, we've got some amazing, it's a great industry, and we've got some amazing competitors that we get to go up against. I think it's a really healthy space at the moment. We're vying to be as best as we can be. And we're just very proud of what we've achieved so far and looking forward to seeing how that evolves further.